JonBenet Ramsey. I don't think this family thought that JonBenet's murder would cause so much attention for so freaking long. You know, and they've been having to keep it up. You know, the wife, her mama died from cancer. After a while, you know, we seen the brother, he came on to Dr. Phil to talk about what he remembered. But we gotta remember he was a kid. And a lot of people tried to blame it on him. And I believe he was like, wasn't he like in between 9 and 12? And the way that this little girl was, okay, she was strangled with a tourniquet, a homemade tourniquet. Well, how the hell would a 9-year-old know how to do something like that? It was just all kind of stuff. It is alleged that there are some hires that may have a video, a snuff film of the torture and the unaliving of this young lady. Okay, so right now they got another documentary out and they just repeat the same stuff pretty much. And you know, I've been following Sloan Bella for a while. If y'all know who Sloan Bella is, you know. If you don't know who Sloan Bella is, okay, Sloan Bella is a psychic medium. She was on she's been doing this for over, I think, 40 years. She was on Montel Williams' show back in the day. So she kind of like recently got thrown back into the spotlight after she predicted the takedown of P. Diddy. Okay, so yeah, she predicted the takedown of P. Diddy. Now she is a psychic medium. Allegedly, you know, she was sitting one day and Kim Porter ended up coming to her. And I believe a lot of people that are diagnosed with schizophrenia, when they say they hear voices, I think that's what that is. But I think that for them it's just out of control. They don't have no control over it. I have a friend that is schizophrenic and she tell me she hear voices. And I'm intrigued. Like, I be listening to her and I be asking her what the heck the voices be saying. She was like, they don't shut up. It is consistent. For her, it's consistent. Sloan Bella doesn't say it's consistent for her. She said it just comes and goes. But for my friend that I work with, she said it's consistent. She said they don't shut up. You don't have privacy. She said you be sitting on the toilet, they still be talking. She said, so I have to take my medicine. You know, and I knew that it was spiritual. I think some of it, a little bit of it hinders on, like, I think it's kind of like half and half. I think some of it is a form of your own delusions and stuff like that. But then it was other parts where she was telling me stuff. She was like, yes, Bush came to me. And this is a middle-aged, older black woman. She don't know nothing about conspiracy theorists. And she don't know nothing about the Bushes and the skull and bones and all kind of other junk like that. So I'm sitting there listening to this lady talk who has schizophrenia. And this one I knew that it was spiritual. And this is how I knew that it was other spirits talking to her. Because she was like, yeah. She said Bush came to me one time. And he just went talking about he in the skull and bones and something about the skull and bones. And I was like my mouth freaking dropped. Because like I said, this is a middle-aged, older black woman. And she kind of like has like, she kind of like behaves kind of childlike a little bit. This lady don't know nothing about this stuff, and the fact that she had no idea what the skull and bone was. She said, yeah, he just kept talking about it was just skull and bones. And I was like, you do know that the Bush family was a part of that secret society, the skull and freaking bones, the college that they went to. So I was like, okay, yeah, something is going on. So it is people in this world that are sensitive and things come to them. So the lady, after Kim Porter came to her, months before P. Diddy takedown, she on there telling people on her page, yes, Kim Porter came to me and she said that P. Diddy is about to be taken down. And we sitting there watching like, yeah. How much you gonna start reaching out to be doing reading for people? As to how much you gonna charge, you know? It was like, yes, and she's not saying a small takedown. This is going to be a major takedown. major takedown. And we started like, yeah, you know. Child, about 5 months passed by, and all of a sudden, the P. Diddy takedown started. And it is major, okay? It is major. I mean, we even done brought Kent Porter back up. You got books going around. You got, you know, people on the P. Diddy list. You know, you got thousands of cases of baby oil. You know, that made me a little bit more intrigued and wanted to listen to the lady, right? So now, with just, y'all got a little background before I go into the JonBenet freaking Ramsey. Now, listen now, according to Sloan Bella, and I believe this because the stuff that this lady be talking about is stuff that I have already come across with the elites, knowing about trafficking of all these freaking kids and how they be buying and grooming these kids, and how it is just really like millions of kids all over the world are coming up missing every freaking year. And some of these people that get up into these prominent positions, if you want to be a part of their group, they're going to ask you to do something, and it may even be sacrificing your freaking kid. Now, JonBenet Ramsey's dad was what, co-owner, co-founder, something like that, of a $1 billion freaking company. $1 freaking company, all right? Who in the hell sat and wrote a 3-page goddamn essay? It is a 3-page essay. Why in the hell do you need to write a whole 3-page essay to tell somebody, we kidnapped your daughter, this is how much we want, this is where we want you to drop it off, or this is where you need to call us at this number, burner phone, whatever, you know? You had to write a whole 3-page, and the girl was already dead. She went missing, and the cops were called on Christmas Day. Christmas Day. They had a big party, a Christmas Eve party the night before. Now, according to Sloan Bella, JonBenet Ramsey was a gift. She was a gift to some high-end pedo that saw her at the party, you know? And if this was a powerful man, now you gotta pay. We owe you. We done made you this, we done made you that, we done made you this, now you gotta pay. Okay, so it was time for the devil to come collect. Could have been that situation, but according to Sloan Bella, I definitely believe that. I definitely believe that, you know. Everybody tried to blame Patsy and said Patsy is the one that wrote it. I think Patsy know what's going on, but I think Patsy turned a blind eye to it. No different than women that turn a blind eye on to their kids being abused. Like if I didn't see it, what I don't see, what I don't know won't hurt me. You know, and then people can lie to themselves. So I honestly feel like she knows what happened, but she wasn't involved with the switch. You know, she was upstairs laying in her bed, but in the back of her mind, she know what's going on. But you know, I'm gonna lay here with my eyes closed and act like I don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'ma lay here with my eyes closed and act like I don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? So then I wake up in the morning and then I go all extra hysterical. When a person creates a tourniquet type of a device in order to stop a person from breathing, it's kind of like a control mechanism. So it's kind of like you choke them and then you release it. You choke them and then you release it. It's very much a torture type of a tactic. So she went through this over, and she was still alive while all of this stuff was going on. And it is alleged that it was recorded for, it may possibly allegedly be a videotape out there that is in the hands of somebody extremely prominent. Even the dad, and it's kind of sick that he would continue to just keep, you know, trying to prove this innocence for all these years. And this right here, I mean, I never really paid attention to this, but it's like now looking at this, like your child was found dead in your basement. Okay. And, you know, you going on news specials and everything, trying to give out $100,000 reward for what? To find the killer that was in your house? Like, that ain't even making no... Like, if you couldn't find them while they was in there, how's we supposed to find them? You know, because they was doing everything they was doing in your basement. That ain't even... Like, stuff like that, I mean, if you really look at it, like, I see why the police and detectives was thinking, no, y'all had something to do. It's like, we coming over to y'all house. This don't even seem like a crime scene. You know, y'all got bagels and orange juice and tea and lemonade. You know, this don't even feel like a crime scene. Then you're doing stuff like this going on major broadcast. Oh, we're going to give away $100,000 to, if y'all can find out. It's kind of like, to me, that's kind of like, in a way, some people can be sadistic, man. And on the outside, you know, they know, you know, they've studied facial expressions and emotion and people and stuff. They're psychopaths, but then, you know, they can portray on the outside, even though on the inside they might not be feeling it. And then stuff like this, I would kind of take this as insulting and kind of like taunting the freaking public. Like, it's like, yeah, I'll give y'all $100,000 if y'all can tell me who did it. But we know we ain't gonna never have to, and we gonna put 100,000 on here. We gonna put 100,000 on here. Because, I mean, we ain't gonna never have to pay it out anyways, because y'all ain't gonna never find out who it is, because it happened in our house, in our basement. Yeah. And if anything, if anybody would know who it was, we probably would know before you. Yeah, that ain't even, okay. Let's continue. Honestly, if he's a person that likes attention, maybe the prolonging of this case and how big this case has become now, I don't even know. So anyways, so after they called the police, okay, they didn't even allegedly didn't search the whole house. So they called their friends to come over and all kind of other stuff. So the police, they said when they got there, you know, you got detectives and stuff talking about it. Didn't even seem like it was a crime scene. They had bagels and drinks. Bagels and drinks and stuff like that. It didn't even seem like it was a crime scene. You didn't call some of your friends that made it over to the house, or was it the friend that did what they did with her body somewhere else, and then brought her body, and then y'all done took it down to the basement and left it down there like it was something going on? Or did you allow them to do whatever they wanted to do down in the basement? I don't believe that everything that was done to her was done down in that basement. I believe that her body was brought back there, because y'all allegedly searched the house one time. Everybody left. I think the police came, left. Then all of a sudden came back a couple hours later or some junk like that. And then now all of a sudden, oh, her body's found in the basement. She had duct tape on her mouth and stuff like that. Now, I personally, if you're trying to use a tourniquet to try to torture someone, and you're trying to stop their breathing and then bring it back, and then stop their breathing and bring it back. I mean, if she's doing all of this throughout her nose, because this part is covered, like, why would you tape somebody's mouth if you're going to torture them with, like, strangulation? Because it's like, I mean, I don't think, if you got your hand around my neck, I can't even talk. I can't even, it's like, it's already taken away my voice. Like, I can barely even scream. I sure as heck can't scream to the top of my freaking lungs. I don't know, like, why would you duct tape somebody to choke them? And I'm just trying to think, like, I guess, like, how an investigator probably should think. All the areas that the investigator should think, like, why would you put duct tape on somebody to choke them? I guess they'll probably start coughing. Like, once you let go the tourniquet, they can start coughing. They may start screaming or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, you know, according to Sloan Bella, JonBenet Ramsey was a gift from her dad to some elitist, somebody prominent. And they did what they did. It is also alleged that it was recorded and videotaped. And maybe after he dies, that's when it'll probably come out. And people was trying to say that it was Burke. Oh, he was on Dr. Phil. Oh, he's a little weirdo. Yes, he's weird. You know why? Because he's disassociated. Y'all really need to look into disassociation, man. I'm trying to tell you what trauma does and what these sadistic Satanists, how they bring more of their demon friends into the world. You know? How was Jesus trying to bring more divine energy and more divine light into the world? By telling you to take accountability. You have to see what you're doing wrong. You have to make a change. You have to have discipline. Don't allow the flesh to control you, because you'll be just like a damn animal. You might well be a state of Neanderthal, you know, instead of a conscious being, because you're moving like a freaking animal. So you should have just stayed that way, you know. So it's just, he's teaching you all the things what you need to do to build up your light. And they commit trauma and things like that, because once you put trauma, especially on a kid, an innocent kid that knows nothing but love and innocence, and then you push all kind of traumas and tortures and sexual abuse and all kind of other stuff onto them, now they are open, now they are disassociated. It's like a person in the army that is seeing way too much death, and then he come back home and he is not right in the head no more. What they call it, PTSD or PTS or something. But that is from trauma. You've seen way too much. You've gone through way too much trauma. Something that your divine spirit is not even created to take in. It's not created to take in evil and killing and torture, and it's not. It's not. That's what brings demons into the world, okay? Disassociation. So once these people are disassociated and now they're just snapping here and there, and you even see it with sexual abuse. A lot of people within the LGBTQ community, and this is no offense to any of you, but a lot of these people are disassociated. They're disassociated, and there are multiple personality disorder, okay? One minute they thinking they're a man, next minute they triggered, they're a woman, next minute, who knows? Some of them can be like a baby or a kid. It's multiple personality disorders from this trauma, and it opens you up for demonic possession. And now on a huge society level, it's like we are desensitized. We're getting to the point where we're more and more desensitized to death and everything. We can literally sit and watch an execution online. Yeah, it pisses some of us off, but a lot of people ain't losing no sleep at night. It's not like so stuck in their head to, it's like, I can't sleep tonight. You seen Sonia Macy get murdered on camera, and how many people really lost sleep that night? Yeah, you was pissed off. Yeah, you got online and said this, that, and the third. But how many of you really were like, you couldn't sleep that night? And this is a thing that, you know, white society had been doing things like this in this country for a long time, because they used to do mass hangings. Hang them up on trees, burn them alive, and they would sit and make their kids sit and watch it. Creating disassociation on a major level. And then when the kids get over, the kids are just as evil. And we're like, dang, you thinking they would change because of that, but no, that was a level of trauma that these kids were seeing. And then it got to a point where they're becoming disassociated, which is making them now desensitized to the things that they're seeing, which is putting them in positions to make it easier for them to do, because now they're open. And most likely, if you're surrounded by stuff like this, yeah, and you're going through this trauma, you're going through this torture, you're being made to watch things like this, like I stated, no different than a person that went to the army and they're seeing multiple deaths, okay? It can mess you up. So, and now they're now demonic. And I honestly think that could be, you know, I used to always be like, I know one race of people can't just be evil. But then I believe so, yes, if you're doing certain practices and you're opening your family up to this demonic and demented acts, and you're doing it throughout generations and throughout generations and throughout generations, yes, you probably could create a psychopath, sociopath, lack of empathy type of people, culture. I don't freaking know. Yes, I think yes, you can create that, and that's how these demonic spirits be creating that. But yeah, I had to add my little insight because he's just still out here, you know, he's trying to defend what happened, blasey, 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 but you know something, it's something that happened, and we know that my discernment, it's not for you to judge people, but you can discern things. Like, I can discern that you are an alcoholic. If every time I come around, if I come around you every single day and your ass is drunk, I can discern that you're an alcoholic. Am I judging you? No, I'm not judging you. So it's a difference between judgment and discernment. And I can discern that something is not right with that JonBenet Ramsey situation. Something is not right. The fact that they found her body after they already searched the house, then left, then all of a sudden come back and it's like, oh, she's in there. What happened to her took hours. Why would a person sit and write a three-page ransom note when the person is already dead? And the person is dead in your house. You know that they finna find. You know that it's like a couple minutes after they done grab this ransom note and read it, and then they go look around the house. You know that they're going to find the body. So what is the point of the ransom note? That is something I think investigators really should be asking. What is the point of this long ass 3-page goddamn ransom note? Okay? That looked like it was written by a kid. Yes, that looked like it was written by a kid. I can easily make you do everything that I want you to do, as long as I can manipulate you into believing that you have hope. Because that's what keeps people going. As long as people feel like they have hope, as long as people feel like they have a light at the end of the tunnel, they'll do all kind of stuff, man, to see that light. But yeah, according to Sloan Bella, the truth is not going to come out. It's just never going to come out. It's just never going to come out. I believe the truth is out there, but I guess at this point, it's for people to use their own discernment. Like me, that letter, now them finding the body in the basement and the tourniquet around her neck and all kind of stuff like that. Now, her mom had a paintbrush set, and allegedly the tourniquet was created off of the paintbrush set. So then with that, it kind of, I'm like, dang, did they do what they did in the basement? If they was doing what they was doing down there in the basement, and the parents is upstairs asleep knowing what's going on down in the basement with their daughter, that is just insane. That is sick. But then we would think that, oh, they wouldn't do that. But what we don't understand is Satanists, and they will sell their freaking kids for sacrifice, for power, and for money. Okay, if you can dress your child up like a prostitute with a face full of makeup, putting on these skimpy clothes and stuff, knowing that it's sickos out there, okay, and if you can do that, and you're not trying to protect your baby, and you don't even see the harm in that, then yeah, I don't know, this psychic medium lady, I believe that because I've just come across way too much of that. The Fiona Barnett's, the Annika Lucas, Paul Bonacci, it's just so many people that, whistleblowers, folks that then came out over the years that have talked about this elite ritual abuse, what they be doing. Y'all see what happened to the Hollywood kids. Look at Britney Spears. They passed her around. I think they did. That girl, Britney Spears, is definitely disassociated. She is not the young Britney Spears that first came out. She is disassociated. She's gone through so much trauma to the point where that ain't even her. Yeah. Like they say, God won't give you more than what you can handle. Okay, God might not, but the Satanist will give you more than what you can handle, and which will change you and change your spirit entirely. And it's just sad because it's like these kids don't even be having a choice. And then when we try to talk about all these kids that are going missing all over the world, I don't even understand why people ain't out. Like, the whole election should have been boycotted, and we should have been rioting about sex trafficking, organ trafficking. We should have been rioting about trafficking, period. I ain't voting for now one of y'all ass. Y'all ain't talking about these kids, even though Trump, a couple of times he hindered on it. But, yeah. But according to Sloan Bella, yeah, we're never going to find out what happened to JonBenet Ramsey. Her dad did sell her. And, it's just way too much suspicious stuff. How is somebody murdering your child in your basement for hours, possibly even recording it, and you're upstairs sleeping, you don't know what's going on? And it's the day before Christmas. That was that person's gift. She did do a thing with JonBenet where JonBenet came to her, and JonBenet on the other side, just like most kids that are tortured or people that are tortured or they go through an extreme trauma and then they die like in a horrific way. They have to go through like a soul cleansing or something like that on the other side because of what happened to them over here. And JonBenet is allegedly one of those spirits that was going through a soul cleansing. And she still very much loves her mother, and she very much loves her father. She loves both of them. She still sees them as mommy and daddy. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, when Sloan was when she was doing her reading, it was some things that she said that JonBenet Ramsey was shying away from, and she just didn't want to talk about it or didn't want to confirm it. Which is understandable, because it's like you die at the hands of a monster, and then on the other side, you keep being awakened to the fact that your parents are the ones that sold you to the monster, and it's kind of like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you seeing the big picture now, but you still love your mama and your dad, even though they were freaking monsters, So, I mean, like I said, this is all alleged, and this is coming from the psychic, and this is coming from just my own discernment of me. I mean, just what I believe, just looking at that Ramsey note, like, who in the hell was sitting around 3-page? That's the biggest question for me. Out of everything else, that's like the biggest question for me. Who would sit and write a 3-page ransom note, knowing all the people got to do is walk downstairs and their child is dead in the basement? We want this amount of money if you don't do what we tell you. And allegedly the amount was, I think, $118,000, and allegedly that was the exact amount of JonBenet Ramsey's bonus check that he had just got. The exact amount. Okay, yeah. Yeah, the exact amount. How in the heck can they write? How in the heck did they know the exact amount of his bonus check? And I don't even think they hinder much on that. And then why would somebody sit and write a whole 3-page? So either while she was being tortured and all this stuff was happening to her, the other person was writing the thing. This is just like, what is the heck is going on? But that is the most questionable thing to me. It's like, what was the point in that? It wasn't to throw them off so that we can get away. We already got away. We're already out of the house. We done left the ransom note on the stairs. 3 whole freaking pages. If you don't do this, she's dead. If you don't give us this, she's dead. This, that, and the third. And I'm like, she was already dead in the basement. What is the hell is the point of that? What is the point of that? I don't know. I just say God bless JonBenet Ramsey, and even God bless Burke. And I really pray for Burke, and I hope Burke get the help that he needs, because allegedly that boy is disassociated. That's why he's weird like that, because he went through grooming. Both of them were groomed. And I believe things happened to both of them. Yeah, Burke just ain't talking about that part,